Bhante, you are on mute, Bhante. Maybe you should take,
Hello.
good morning, Bhante. Namo
Yeah,
Buddhaya.
good morning.
Do I have your permission to start the session, Bhante?
Glad to see you. Okay.
Yes, Bhante. Bhante, is it okay if we make Panchashili Yachana at the beginning, Bhante? Khamaya Yachana and Panchashili Yachana?
Surely.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante. I'll just... Namo Buddhaya. Welcome all to this weekly Dhamma series, Dhamma study series. Today, we have a very prominent speaker, Bhante Candamukha, who is an associate professor of the International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University. He is a head of department, Suttanta Studies, ITBM, which is International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University, Yangon, Myanmar. Abbot of Sirimangala, Cittasukha Monastery. And Bhante had received his higher ordination in 1995 under the preceptor, the most venerable Cittasukha. And he had studied Pali literature and commentaries for 17 years across different monastic education centers in Myanmar. So Bhante is a very prominent speaker we have today. And with Bhante's permission, I will make Khamayachana and Panchashili Yachana on behalf of all the participants. Okasa Vandami Bhante, Dwarataye Namaya Katang, Abba Paradhang, Khamatume Bhante, Dutiyampi Okasa Vandami Bhante, Dwarataye Namaya Katang, Sabba Paradhang, Khamatume Bhante, Tatiyampi Okasa Vandami Bhante, Dwarata yena maya katang sabba aparadham khamatume bhante.
Sadhu.
Okasa ahang vandami ahang bhante ti saranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami anugraham katva silang detame bhante. Dutiyampi okasa ahang bhante ti saranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami Anugraham katva silang detame bhante. Tatiyampi okasa ahang bhante. Ti saranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami. Anugraham katva silang detame bhante.
Yamahang vadami tang vadita.
Tam bhante.
Namo dassa bhagavato arahado samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sangham saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Adiyambi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Adiyambi Sangham Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Saranakamanam Paribonam.
Bhante.
Anadibada Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Adina Dana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami.
Adinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Kamesu Mechajara Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami.
Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Sura Meraya Majja Pamada Thana Veramani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami.
Sura Meraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Tisarane Nasa Pancha Silang Sadhugang Garungadawa Abamadena Sambadita.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Bhante, for giving us the Panchasila. Today, Bhante Candamukha, our topic is patience in Buddhism. Khanti. Bhante, on behalf of all the participants, I request you to please start your Dhamma Desna, Bhante.
So, shall we start?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay. So, good morning from Myanmar. I don't know anywhere. So it means a good day to everyone. So today the topic I will discuss or share with you all is about the power of the patience in Buddhism. So, before I begin, I would like to express my thanks to the organizations, the Ambedkar Association, right? Ambedkar Association of North America. So I'm very glad to be with you, and also I feel thanks for being with me. So, the topic I'm going to talk about is as you have seen, and that is the power of the patience in Buddhism. So in this talk, I will share a small slide with you. So okay, the topic here. So can you see?
Yes, Bhante, we can see, Bhante.
Okay, the power of patience in Buddhism. So because you already introduced about me, that's why I don't need to introduce. So I will go directly to the topic. So here the outline of the topic is the first one. Firstly, I will introduce about the patience in Buddhism. Then it is it will include the how it came into existence in Buddhism, as well as the how Buddhism defines the term patience, khandi in Pali, and also it will be followed by the advantages and disadvantages of impatience and disadvantages of impatience and advantages of patience. And also it will be followed by the two types of patience, then how to apply patience in our life. And also, since we know that patience is important in our life and beneficial for our well-being, so we need to develop how. The way to develop the patience will be explained or will be covered in this talk. So, as you know, the patience nowadays is very much necessary. So the people around the world, the conditions around the world affairs, if we see everywhere in the world, in the community, among the society, so even in the nation and also international level. So people are running out of patience. So this is a big problem. This is a big problem. If we are running out of patience, then there will be much difficulties, much dangers to the humanity. So that's why. So we need to revitalize the valuable tradition of the patience, valuable culture of the Asian culture of the patience. So that we can make the better world, we can make the world better to live in, and also we can make the world more peaceful than ever before. So that's why I purposely choose this topic, so the power of the patience. And also another point, another reason is that nowadays, because with the advancements of the information and technology and also globalization of the world, people are much competing one another, much more competing one another, rather than cooperating one another. So this brings about much more danger. The more we compete with one another, then the more danger, the world will be more dangerous to live in. So, and also in that competitive world, so people, it is hard for the people, especially for the new generations, to adopt the practice of the patience, the invaluable culture of the patience, because nowadays, because different cultures and traditions are flooding into our new generations. So that's why the Asian cultures are maybe getting weaker and weaker. So this is also one of the reasons, urgent reason, we need to revitalize the priceless or invaluable teachings of the Buddha, that is a Khandi. So for these reasons, I choose this topic to deliver, to share with you, and also to get some idea input from you. So that is the reason why I choose this topic and share with you. So firstly, in the introduction, yeah, as you may read, patience is the best practice. So as you have heard that the very famous and very concise teachings of the Buddha. So that runs as what? Khandi Paramanda Bodhideka. Right? Khandi Paramanda Bodhideka. Patience is the best practice. So we have a many ways to practice, but among these very many different ways of the practices, the Buddha proclaimed that the patience is the best practice. And also we can regard this one, why patience is the best practice. Then it is explained in the Visuddhimagga Mahadika that because it is the root cause for the praiseworthy practice. So we have many different practices, but some are not praiseworthy, but blameworthy. So this the practice of the patience is the foundation or the root cause for the praiseworthy practice. Without khandi, without patience, so our practice will not be praiseworthy, will not be good enough. So whatever practice we may adopt, it should be based on the patience. So the praiseworthy practice here means the practice so that makes us not to do what should not be done. And also the practice that encourages us to do what should be done. So that's the two things. So to recognize a practice as a praiseworthy one, we have to differentiate whether this practice is really encouraging to do good things or to avoid bad things. So only then we can recognize that sort of practice as a praiseworthy practice. So that sort of praiseworthy practice should be served at the base, the patience or khandi serve at the base for such a praiseworthy practice. Or we can simply say right practice, samma patipatti. Samma patipatti. Samma patipatti. Because here I purposely use the word praiseworthy for the word samma. Samma is mostly translated as a right. But one point we can aware is that so even though some are good, but some are not praiseworthy, right? That's why the commentators, the Bali commentators, they try to interpret Samma is Sundara Pasata. Samma means Pasata, but Pasata praiseworthy practice. So yeah, that's why I purposely choose a praiseworthy practice. So the practice, that sort of practice should be based on the patience. So that's why the Buddha explained, the Buddha encouraged, the Buddha uttered this word, Khandi Paramanda Bodhideka. So Khandi, patience is the best practice. So the Buddhist practice, we can simply say, Khandi is the Buddhist practice. So the way every Buddhist should follow. So that is one of the significant point about the importance of the patience. And also patience is said to be auspicious, or Mangala. Practice is a patience is a Mangala. So we have in the 38 blessings, right? Khandi, Jasawas, Savajasada, and so on. Patience is categorized as one of the auspiciousness, Mangala, because it is the cause for the attainment of the higher virtues. So without patience, we cannot be generous. Okay, we cannot be generous. We cannot be ready to share whatever we have with our people, even with our family members. So then, and also without patience, we cannot observe precepts. We cannot keep precepts unbroken. So that's why patience is a necessity. Suppose it's mosquito now, you just now take 5 precepts. The first one is what? Not to kill any sentient being. Suppose a mosquito come and bite you, then what you have to do? You have to firstly, to keep your morality unbroken, you have to be patient. Okay, you have to be patient. We should not act in a abrupt manner, in a violent manner. Then if you are not, if you cannot bear, you have to drive them away rather than killing. So in this way, so Khandi, patient, play the very important role in the observance of a sila, morality. So, and also, so in the practice of a samatha, concentration meditation, you have to sit in a secluded place, and also what you have to keep your body straight, and also keep your mind focusing on an object. So mind is running here and there, but you have to be patient. So maybe 1 hour long, your meditation, but you cannot concentrate. Then sometimes you may run out of patience. Then you give up. You may give up. So in that case, patience, how important patience is, we can understand. So that's why without patience, we cannot accumulate much more deeper or higher virtues in our life. So also in the case of acquiring wisdom, or maybe suppose you go to the schools and classes and so on. So you have to be patient in acquiring knowledge, and so as well as you have to be patient when you practice insight meditation, vipassana as well. So without patience, we cannot, it is not possible to acquire or to attain higher virtues. That's why it is said that patience belong to one of the blessings, one of the auspiciousness, because it serves as the cause or root cause for the attainment of higher virtues. So also among the 38 blessings, we have a word, Madhapitu Upadhanam. So to take care of our parents. So sometimes we may run out of patience to take care of our parents. Then in that case, you cannot, we cannot possess that sort of auspiciousness, the giving service or taking care of our parents. And so that's why patient is categorized as one of the auspiciousness, one of the blessings in the 38 blessings, 38 kinds of blessings. So because it serves as the foundation, or it serves as the cause for the attainment of higher virtues. Not only higher virtues, but also higher status in life. So the more we are patient, then the higher will be our status in terms of wealth, health, and so on, socially or economically or in any perspective. That's why patience is regarded as one of the auspiciousness, one of the mangala. Then another point is patience is the best support to dispel misfortunes and to bring about happiness for oneself and for others. So here I quoted Khandaya Binyo Nawajati. There is no other practice which is more supportive than the Khandi, patience. So the Buddha explained this word. Patience is the best support. So to dispel misfortunes. So if we undertake the practice of patience, then we can bring about benefit and well-being and welfare for ourselves, as well as for our family members, relatives, and people, for our people. So that's why it is beneficial not only for the person who practices, but also for the people around him or around her. So also it can dispel the misfortunes, so whatever miseries in our life or in the lives of our people. So with the practice of patience, that can be removed, that can be removed, or that can be dispelled. So that's why it is also said patience is the best support. Khandiya beyond navajati. Then another important point is patience is the power of ascetics and Brahmins. So Khandi Bala Samana Brahmana. So ascetics and Brahmins, or monks and Brahmanas, or whoever follow the Samana tradition, or whoever follow the Brahmana traditions. So their power, their strength is what? The patience. Because as we know that the monks and what ascetics and Brahmins, they don't have any weapon. They don't have any manpower or machine power or whatever power. The power they have is the power of patience. So with the power of patience, we can conquer, we can win the heart of other people. So that's why the patience is said to be the power of the ascetics and Brahmins. It is explained in the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha explained. And also another one is the patience is the power of the wise. So this is also a very important point. So people, by seeing the above mentioned point, the power of the ascetics and Brahmins, then we may think, oh, this is not for the secular. Now we may consider that patience is not the practice to be adopted by a secular in a secular war or secular condition, but only for the religious practice. But here, in the Jataka story, the Buddha mentioned that patience is the power of the wise. So if we regard ourselves, we are wise, then we should use the power of the patience. So in that Jataka, they are mentioning Ekam Bradam Kama Puribanya. Puribanya means the person of a very, very huge wisdom. And the Kama means be patient. Egam Abradam, Egam Brada. So one sin or one offense, please be patient. Na bandita goda balambawandi. So the wise people don't use the power of anger. So anger, so mostly if you are a powerful, if you are a king or maybe prime minister or minister or whatever, so you have these people mostly easily get angry. So that is another wise way. So if you are a powerful person, if you are stronger than other people, then if you are stronger than other people, then don't use the power of anger. It is very much destructive. It is very much harmful, not only to you, but also to the people around you. So very dangerous. That's why in that Jataka, so it is explained that Godabala, don't use the Godabala. Everyone, even the dog, can easily get angry. If you are a wise, don't be angry. Don't use anger as a power. Okay, but what is the power? The power of the wise is the power of the patience. The patience is the power of the wise. So whoever nowadays, they may say, we are really educated person or really wise. So don't let angry creeps into your mind, your heart. Then once you allow the anger into to enter into your heart or your mind, and also you react in accordance with the anger, then you cannot be recognized as a wise person. So this is a very important point. So, and also, regarding the tradition, so here I collect it from the Buddha's teaching. One is from the Jataka, another is from the Samyutta Nikaya, and also another is from the Majjhima Nikaya. So this is the purpose I collect here is to indicate that the khandi or the practice of a patient is not invented by the Buddha himself, but the Asian tradition. So here in the it is praised by the ECs. Okay, EC Muhammad, or maybe those who live in the forest and practice for the liberation, according to their understanding. They appear even before the attainment, before the appearance of the Buddha. So long ago, their tradition. So one of the traditions is that they pray is that one is never worry because grudge has been destroyed. Anger has been abandoned. Abusive words have been endured. Such patience is the best. Is embraced by the Rishis. Okay. So in the Sarabhanga Jataka, you can have a look that one. So it is what talking about the Jataka story, as you know that it is talking about the what? The former lives, okay, former lives of the Bodhisattva. Even before the appearance of the Buddha, there is such a tradition, a very valuable tradition is there. So also, not only praised by the human beings, rishis, hermits, but also celestial beings also praise it as the powerful tolerates powerless. That is the highest patience. So I always tolerate the powerless. So that is the words of the Saka, king of the Deva, king of the deities. So as you know, the Jataka, the story between Saka and Asura, king of Deva, king of the celestial beings, and also king of the Asura. So they wages many wars, and then in one war, Asura, the king of Asura was caught and also tied, and also other time whenever the Saka passed by the Asura used abusive language and say many unpleasant words to the king of the Saka. Other than Saka is okay, the king of Deva is okay. He live with the patience. He don't get angry. And then, but his driver complain, why do you keep a silence, even though he used such abusive words? Then, are you afraid of that Asura? And so on. They complain. The other time, the king of Saka explained that. So what? The powerful tolerates the powerless. So if we are powerful, so we should be patient to the powerless, to those who are less in power, weak in power. So if we nowadays, many powerful countries, they're trying to torture other less power or less developed countries. So this is also not okay. So that is in the international level. In the national level, also the same thing. If you think you are powerful, you are more worthy, more prosperous, and also then we have to be patient to the to those who are less in power. So, but for those who are powerless, whether they like it or not, whatever the powerful beings treat them, they have to accept, right? It may be maybe out of patience or whatever, because they are weak in power. That's why they like it or not, they have to accept. That is no wonder. But for those who are powerful, even though we are powerful, we tolerate, we practice the patience to those who are less in power, weak in power. So that is very difficult, because we have a sort of conceit that why or how can he that the weak one can insult me and so on. So that's why the king of Saga prays. So what I always tolerate the powerless. So because he know his own benefit. Now one more thing he explains is that so if we know our own benefit, then we have to be patient. So those who gets angry back to those who are angry, then that is more wicked. So like that, the king of Saga also explained. So that's why the practice of a Khandi or the practice of a patient is adopted not only in the human world but also in the celestial world. So very long tradition and also priceless or invaluable tradition or culture of the humanity, culture of the sentient beings, civilized sentient beings. So the Buddha's what? The Buddha also praised it as abuse, healing, caging. He endures all of them without anger. Patience is their powerful army. So maybe you may be abused, or someday we may be killed, we may be destroyed, tortured, or we may be put into prison without any good reason, without any criminal causes. So then whatever other people do, verbally, other people attack physically, verbally, or even psychologically, it doesn't matter. He endures all of them without anger. He don't get any anger. He don't react without any anger. He don't react with any anger. So that is a God, what the patience. That's what. The more he accumulate patience, that become powerful. So that's why the Buddha mentioned that Khandi balam balanikam, bala anika. So in the battle, if your army is more powerful, then you can win. So also patience that has been developed again and again, that has been cultivated, so become powerful than any other powers in the world. That's why the patient is regarded as the most powerful army. So with this word, the point I like to tell you is as before. So this is a very ancient tradition, very civilized culture, not only in the human world but also in the celestial world. Even praised by the Buddha. The Buddha himself also explained that he is a Khandiwada. Khandiwada. He adopted the practice of the patience, and also he encouraged his disciples to practice the patience. So the more we have a patience, the more we will be powerful. So, but nowadays, maybe people may not think like that. People, they start to think in another way. The patient is no longer useful. So, but we have to respond with in an aggressive manner. Whoever insult, whoever attack physically, verbally, or mentally, or psychologically, we are ready to attack back. So that is what the decline or the practice of the patience in humanity. So that's why we have to revitalize these Asian traditions, Asian practice, Asian culture. So in our into our generations. So this with this introduction, I already explained that why we are in need of the practice of the patience, and also how significant it is, and also how this tradition handed down from generation to generation. So, and then we will go to another slide. That is how Buddhism define the patience. What is the definition of a Buddhism? Definitions of a patience in Buddhism. So as I explained you before, the term patient in Pali is a kandi. In Pali language is a kandi. A kandi. It is defined here. I sum up that from the Buddha's teaching. And one I found basically 2 points. One is to tolerate any unpleasant conditions. So, as a human being, so we have we can simply say as a sentient being, we have a senses. Okay, maybe sight, sound. We have eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and body, and mind. Okay, we have these sense doors are open all the time. So when we are awake, so all of the senses are active. And also whatever object that come into contact, either sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch, and even thought. So they start to function. So some of the conditions are pleasant to us, some are the unpleasant to us. So, but when we encounter with the pleasant conditions, it's okay. So, but when we encounter with the unpleasant conditions, so we easily get angry. Okay, we easily get angry. Object is no good. That's why it is unbearable. That's why we react through the verbally or physically or even mentally we react. So other day, the word kandi, the practice of a kandi is to react with the patience. It means to tolerate whatever any unpleasant condition we encounter in life through the 6 doors. So he remained unchanged to those who abuse and who torture us, as if he does not see and hear them. So the point they are mentioned is that, so even another people, they come and attack you verbally, then you react as if you don't hear their words. And also, even though they show you some of the bodily gestures to insult you, to defame you. And some people, they say they show many ways of signs in order to in order to make you upset. So in that case, you have to remain unchanged. Okay, it means that you have to keep your mind pure. You have to keep your mind pure. So, and then as if other people, they he don't see or he don't hear. Okay, even to that point, we have to tolerate. We have to keep ourselves remain unchanged. On top of that, he does not offend them. Rather, he even bears a positive attitudes toward them. So, very strange. If we really put kandi or practice of patience into our way of life, then Even though other people attack you verbally or physically, you don't get angry. And also you don't react in an offensive manner. Rather, you will find yourself, oh, I'm able to bear even positive attitudes towards the person who insult me, who attack me very rudely. Or so that is one of the definition for the word kandi. So then another, that is if we encounter with unpleasant conditions, we have to practice, okay, the patience. And also the another point is to resist the temptation to do something. Sometimes the objects are okay, very good, but we can bear that the good objects in mind. Then what we do, we react in a very bad manner. So temptations are there. So suppose some people bring about maybe a pleasant or gifts to you. That's a very good and useful. And then but you don't like that person, and also you don't want to see that sort of people. Then so you react, even though the object is good, the gift is valuable, and also they come and give you with the very good mind. But your temptation is that I don't like. Okay, that our mental intention is not good. So in that case, we have to resist. Okay, we have to resist that sort of temptation that happens within ourselves. Okay, that happens within ourselves. Mostly, most of the people. So when they interpret the word kandi, the first definition is common to all, common knowledge. So many people understand that first point. So when we encounter with the very unpleasant conditions, we easily get angry. Then, in order to replace that sort of anger with the patience, so we have to practice kandi. That is a common understanding. But in Buddhism, the more deeper level is that when we encounter with the object, with the people, with the things in life, sometimes the negative attitudes appear in our mind. So that sort of negative attitudes, so if appear in our mind, we have to resist. Okay, we have to resist by this temptation. So that sort of definition is also found. So this is less known to the public. So that is the way Buddhism defines the patience. So patience, in brief, when we encounter with the unpleasant condition, we have to tolerate. And also, when we have an internal conflict means within ourselves. Object is good, but our attitude is not good. In that case, that is called, that conflict happens within ourselves. That's why we have to be able to, we have to try to resist. Gradually, it will become our habit of a practice, patience. So resistant power will be getting higher and higher. Then whatever object appear in our mind or come into contact with our sense objects, then we will be ready. Auto response will be there. So that's that. In this two way, Buddhism define the word kandi or patience. Then next slide is that, so there I mentioned two types of patience. So one is a greed-driven patience, and that they call Pachaya Garukata. And then another one is a need-driven patience, Dhamma Karukata. So nowadays, many people are talking about the patience. You have to be patient when you order something, suppose in a KFC or whatever, in a market, or you have to wait in line, long queue are there. So you have to be patient. Okay, so finally you can get it. So, and also some people, they are very patient because they want to get something. So if they want to get something, they have to be patient. So like that, it is driven. The patient is driven by a greed. Okay, driven by a greed. So the Buddha explained that Pachaya Karukata. Pachaya Karukata. And then the Buddha instruct the monks. Monks, you should not be patient. Patience out of greed, or the four requisites. Okay, out of desire to get the robes, food, dwelling place, and medicines, or people's offering. So long as they provide you what you need, you are very good. Okay, you may be very good to them, but on the day they don't treat you as before. You show your your anger, your impatience. That is not correct. The Buddha explained that. So Mahabhajaya Garukada, we should not practice the patience out of greed for the things, or maybe sometimes we are so much patience because we love someone. Okay, because we love someone, that's why we practice, we adopt the patience. We happen to be patient, but one day there is no more love, then no more patience. There are fightings, disagreement. So that sort of thing happen. So that's it. And also we can go, because we can go in another way that it is a conditional patience. The patience established on some conditions. When there is no such a condition, that patience also no more. So that sort of patience are also nowadays maybe to some extent it is helpful, maybe to the worldly gains or whatever. Suppose you are working under the supervision of another person, even though you don't like, you trying to say yes, 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 like that, and because you cannot defeat him, or you cannot defeat her, or you cannot influence over him or her, but you have to just follow. So that's why. Otherwise, if the person who has more power, then they get angry, then you will be dismissed. So that's why, because you have a family members, or you have many people to serve. That's why if I have no job, then no money, no salary, then then how can I support my families and so on? Because of that, also some people usually follow the practice of the patience. They look very patient, but actually not really patient. So it is explained in the Majjhima Nikaya and the Kakachupama Sutta. So there is a lady, the Buddha explained that there is a lady named Vedahiga. So she is said to be, she is very famous to be patient and to be very good and polite. But the whole city know about the Vedahiga. She is very famous about her patience. Then one day her slave girl named Kali want to put her mistress into the test. So she really wondered whether my mistress is really patient or not. Then, so that's why the one, more usually she has to wake up about maybe 4 a.m. 4 a.m. But on that day, she don't wake up. She don't get up from the bed, and also she don't work. So maybe only about 5 a.m. she get up. Then Vedahiga gets angry. Then why? Kali, why do you wake up late? Why do you get up late? Then because she just said, because I fall asleep. Okay. The next day, don't do like this again. Then on the very next day, again she wake up. She get up from the bed only about 6 a.m. Then she gets more angry. Vedahiga, the mistress, gets more angry. And then on the next day, she's get up from the bed at 8 a.m. So then Vedahiga feel that it is a kind of insulting. So she is showing disrespect to me, even to her mistress. That's why the Lady Vedahiga gets angry and run out of patience. Then she beat her, and then she break her head, on the Kali's head. And then the other than Kali cry out and then shows the public, oh, how can we say that Lady Vedahiga is very patient? Now she break my head. She make me bloodshed on the head. So in this way, with this story, the Buddha explained that. So, monks, you should not be your patience should not be out of greed, because so long as you get something from someone, you are patient. But on the day you don't get such a support from that sort of people, you treat in another way. So you behave in another way. That is not the proper way or the practice of the patience. Then the Buddha encouraged his disciples, need-driven patience. Here, the point I'd like to tell you is Dhamma out of respect to the Dhamma. Dhamma here means Asian law, Asian tradition, Asian culture. You really understand that the practice of patience is really beneficial for myself, for my people, for everyone around the world. And also it is the support for the good condition, for the higher virtues, attainment of higher virtues, and so on. So out of respect to this Asian Dhamma, then we have to practice the patience. We have to put the patience into practice. So that's called need-driven patience. It is called, also we can simply say, unconditional patience. The patience not established on any conditions, because you just appreciate it, you just adopt it. You know the benefit of being patient, then you adopt it as your own practice. So that is encouraging. So first one, I don't mean that the first one is a no benefit. To some extent, it is okay. Maybe for the prosperous in this life, or to be promoted, to get a promotion, or maybe to be loved by the senior people and so on. But it is fragile. Okay, it is fragile. Only remain to some extent, and also it is not real. It is artificial, because it is based on the conditions. The need-driven patience is the patience which is unconditional patience. So it is long lasting, and also in terms of benefit, also it is more beneficial, and also it bring about the result not only in this life but also in the lives after death, and also even up to the attainment of a nirvana, the ultimate liberation. So that's why need-driven patience or unconditional patience is recommended by the Buddha to his disciples. So next slide, advantage, disadvantage of the impatience, and advantages of the patience. I think most of you are very understandable. So there are many disadvantages of being impatient. Okay, so if you suppose you are lining up for the coffee, what is that? The coffee very famous in most of the countries. So to get such a cup of coffee, then people have to wait for a long time. If you cannot wait, then one thing is you cannot get you cannot get such a coffee. So also many other things, many other food stores like that. So you have to be patient. So also in learning, studying, also in acquiring wealth, also you have to be patient. If you are impatient, you cannot make it prosperous in this very life. So it will not be welfare and happiness in this very life. So, but if you are patient, there you can make a lot of progress for your welfare and happiness, as well as for the welfare and happiness of the other people around you. So also, out of impatience, if you react, then that will be disadvantages for the welfare, disadvantages in the lives to come. So then there is the Buddha in the yeah, let me see. In the Theravada or in the Abhadana, Theravada, Abhadana Bali, in the Theravada Bali, the Buddha explained his experiences, okay, because he ran out of patience, and also we can simply say the other number two impatience is that number two definitions of the patience is that resist the temptation. So, but when the Buddha retold his former lives, then he admitted that he had made many mistakes. So out of impatience. So that's why in his life, even in the last life as a Buddha, he suffered a lot of things. Okay, so one of the things is that it is obvious in the case of Sundari. Sundari is one of the ascetics, lady ascetics. So, but she belonged to another religion, not the Buddhism. But the one day, because of the encouragement of her brotherins, so she frequently go to the Buddha's monastery, and then so he make people know that Sundari is going to the Jedavana monastery, and then whenever other people ask, "Where are you going, Sundari?" Sundari is the name of the beautiful lady. Then Sundari said, "I'm going to the Buddha Gautama." Then in the evening, she go to the monastery. She pretend to go to the monastery. Actually, she is not going to the monastery. And also in the morning, when the people come to the monastery, then he or she also go there. And then she pretend to be returning from the monastery. Then where you come back from them? Where you come back, Sundari? Then she said, "I came back from the monastery, Jedavana monastery," like that. Then in this way, so people may recognize that the Sundari is going to the Buddha's temple, Buddha's monastery. Then after some time, then the her brotherings kill her and also trying to put her corpse nearby the Cittasukha monastery. Then after that, after 1 or 2 days, then they report to the king of the country that we lost the Sundari, our beloved sister. But then what do you think? Who do you suspect? I suspect the Gautama Buddha. And then because she frequently go there, everybody knows. Then, okay, you go and find there. Then they found that the corpse of the Sundari. And then they put the Sundari's corpse and then put it on the sun then to carry, and they show the whole city and also complain that, so please look at, this is the action of the Gautama Buddha and his disciples. So they are not really ascetics. So they are breaking the rules and laws and so on. So in this way, they trying to defame, trying to accuse the Buddha and his disciples. Then people also misunderstand the Buddha and his disciples. So that sort of thing happened in his very life. He was falsely elected, falsely accused by the people and also by the other heretical teachers. Then the Buddha, when he retold about this one, then the Buddha retold that in his one of previous life, so he was named as a Munali, so he is a drunkard, and also he has a wrong attention, unwise attention. That's why when he saw one of the Bajika Buddha, his name is Surabi, so he wear the Bajika Buddha, silent Buddha. So he wear the robes properly and go for alms into the city. Other die. So maybe within the proximity of that Bajika Buddha, there is a lady. The lady also, one of the lady is going on her own business, but nearby the Bajika Buddha. Then, because other life, he pay wrong attention, ayoniso manasikara, unwise attention. That's why she said, he complained that this monk is Abramachari Ayansamano. This ascetic is not the practitioner of the nobility. Okay, he don't follow the noble practice in this way. He cannot, even though he see the Bajika Buddha, this is a very good object, very pleasant object, desirable object, but internal conflict is there. When he see Bajika Buddha and also the lady, then his mind is influenced by the ayoniso manasikara, unwise attention. That's why he falsely accused, elect the Bajika Buddha as the non-practitioner of the nobility. So that's sort of bad karma, even followed up to the last life of the Buddha. So that's why so many actions are there. We act out of control, out of resistance to our internal conflict, wrong attitude. So that's why here, so this is disadvantage. Okay? Disadvantages of being impatient, and also if we are really putting the patient into practice, then that will not happen. Okay, in our life, there will be no false accusation, false allegation, and so on. And also either physical or verbal attacks, there will be no more. So And also, if we are impatient, then what happens? We cannot attain nirvana, ultimate liberation from the suffering. Surely, so as I explained you before, without to attain the nirvana is we have three trainings: sila, samadhi, panya. So without to practice these trainings, to undertake these trainings, we have to be patient. So without patience, sila, samadhi, panya cannot be fulfilled. So that's why if we are impatient, then there are a lot of disadvantages in this life and also in the lives to come, and also for the attainment of the nirvana. But in the opposite way, if we adopt the practice of patience in our life, then we can make welfare and happiness in this life, in the life to come, and also for the ultimate liberation from the suffering. So this is I didn't make the title. Okay, so here is when we encounter the point. Before we go to this point, okay, we have to go to here application of a patient in our life. So how to apply? It's very hard. Nowadays people are getting cruel, more cruel than ever before. Or maybe the cruelty is the same thing as before. Maybe according to the historians, those who study history. So people before and now also the same. They have a cruelty. So out of cruelty, out of anger, sometimes we may be under attack. Okay, we may be under attack. Some people attack through the verbally. So at that time, how do you respond? How to respond if we encounter with the attack, verbal attack? Then the Buddha in that Udana Bali Sundari Sutta. So the Buddha just said, expression of a common sense. At that time, you don't get angry, but you should not keep a total silence as well. If you are under the verbal attack, it means a wrong accusation or wrong false allegation. So then if you keep the silence, big problem there will be. That's why the Buddha say, you have to express common sense, common understanding. Suppose in Buddhism, if you say, then in this case, I have to go back to the previous slide, this one. The Buddha said, one who, when people or the Sawati complain the monks that they are not the practitioners of a nobility, they are not real monk and so on, then the Buddha teach his disciples this one who makes a false allegation goes to the hell. Okay, and also the same is with one who denies what he has done. Okay, what he has done. In this way, both of those evildoers equally suffers after death. So because Asian dying, so they believe in the hell. Okay, those who make a wrong accusation are to be born in the hell. That they got more understanding. Okay, got more understanding. So that common understanding or common sense, we have to express at that time. So the Buddha encouraged his disciples, okay, must be patient. So because this is a wrong accusation or false allegation, that's why it cannot last more than 7 days. So taking that that was of the Buddha. People nowadays they are saying in Myanmar they say what if you praise, it is only for 7 days. If you are praised, it lasts only for 7 days. If you are blamed also, it lasts only for 7 days. That is not totally correct. If the blame is only false blame or false allegation, it will last only for 7 days. If it is true, then it will last for a long time. Okay, what the Buddha said over there is that if the blame is a false blame, false allegation, it will not last.
Yeah, looks like we need to be patient here. Wait for Bhante to come back. We may have lost his connection. We will just wait for him to join back again, and we'll start where he left off. Bhante, please unmute yourself.
Connection.
Yes, Bhante.
Yeah.
And please
Connection is
share the screen again, Bhante. We lost the screen share as well.
okay.
Sadhu. Thank you.
Okay, so I will continue again. So here, if the Buddha teaches his disciples to express such a common understanding, common knowledge, common idea, that is, one who makes a false allegation goes to the hell. The same is with the one who denies what has been done. So Abdawadi. So most people understand that this false allegation is not praised by the wise as well as after death. After death, then they will be reborn in the hell. So also in other religions like Christianity or Islam also, maybe they may have such a common understanding. Maybe God punish or Allah punish to this sort of false allegation, punish to be in the hell and so on. So we have to express such a common understanding. So then, and also the Buddha said another word. The same is with one who denies what what he has done. Actually, they have done something wrong, but they don't admit. Rather, they blame on the others. They put blame on the others. So that sort of people also the same. They are evildoers because both of them, their actions are the same. That's why the result will be the same after death. So they will be suffer in the hell after death. So the Buddha encouraged his disciples to to express such a common ideas. Then that is a very important point. Some people they say misunderstand that patient we should apply without saying anything, silent patient. So it doesn't mean that the Buddha in that Udana Bali explained that if there is such a false allegation, we have to express what a common idea, common acceptance. Then if you say more and more, then people, oh, he may not do like this, and also we will find that the real criminal, okay, and that in this way they can find the truth. So that is the way the Buddha teach. And also this is successful. This instruction is found to be successful here. Expression of the common sense. And also this expression should not be done out of anger. Very important point is we should not do it out of anger, okay, and not in a violent manner, okay, but in a peaceful manner. We have to express this sort of common sense. It means it is with the plus with the patience. Then it is maybe before 7 days people come to come to suspect. Maybe this is not the action, not the criminal case done by the Buddha and his disciples. Maybe there is someone, another one who did it. And then they try to find out, investigate, and then finally they come to know the reality. Right? So in this way, the success can be gained through the patience. And also, if we are under the verbal attack, then if we are under the physical attack also, one of the important point is we have to make that attack known by the public, okay, in a peaceful manner, not in a violent manner, okay. We have to make them know. Suppose someone hit you like a Kali, okay, Kali was beaten by her mistress, Vedehiga, who is said to famous to be very patient, very polite lady, but she attacked her servant, and then that the physical attack. The other day, what the Kali did is she make a public know about the cruelty of her mistress. Okay, make the public know in a peaceful manner, not in an angry manner. So it means making public know in a peaceful manner plus patience. Then finally she went. Okay, so that is also if you are under physical attack. So then we have to make public know, and also we have to be patient. We should not let anger arise in our mind, and also we should not react with an angry manner, but a peaceful manner. Then there will be success. Then what about when we experience as the temptations? Okay. So if we are encountering with the internet conflict, so within ourselves, even though good object, everything is fine around the condition around us is okay, but our mind is not okay. Our mood are swinging from good to bad. Then in that case, we have to resist that sort of temptation, our own temptation. Then we have to make a mood swing from the violence to be peace. Then finally we can be peaceful, we can be successful. That is the way when we are under physical or verbal attack, how to respond in a peaceful manner to make us success. And also when we are experiencing internet conflict or that is temptation, then how to do it? We have to resist. And also we have to make a mood swing from the violence to the peace. Then finally they will win. So that's why the Buddha here mentioned. And unrestrained people attack with the wars. Okay, nowadays also the people are attacking. Most of the wars begins with the attack with the wars. Okay, one country to another, one people to another, they start to attack with the wars. So because they are not restrained, they don't keep their mouths, their words under restraint. And that's why they attack with the words. Nowadays, we have a media, social media, or mainstream media, like that. They are also, how do you say, attacking other people. So because of the nowadays, how do you say, people trying to more attack to the than the reporting the true stories. So it is like a what? It is like a soldiers from the opposite side attack the elephant in the battlefield with the arrows. So we got Asian time, they wage the war with the elephants. So they are riding on the elephants and so on. Other than they attack, they shoot the arrows to the soldier as well as to the elephant. When elephant fall down, the soldier also down. So like this, people, unrestrained people, they usually attack with the words. And then what happens? So also, in that case, a monk, as a monk with the uncorrupted mind, so his mind should not be corrupted because of the unpleasant conditions or unpleasant attacks, unpleasant words or unpleasant actions. But he should be patient with the when he hears such a harshly spoken words. So the Buddha added this verse in the Udana Bali. Then after the success, okay, after the success in the case of a Sundari, the Buddha added this verses. So then, okay, Kandi is very good. We come to know, and also Asian practice, and also how to practice. Also, we come to know. Then, how to develop to get that sort of Kandi, the power of a Kandi. What should we do? So, patience can be developed here by developing proper attitude. So, Yoniso Manasikara Padathana. So it is explained that the main cause, okay, the main cause for the arising, for the development of a patient is proper attitude. We should have a proper attitude. So without proper attitude, Kandi will not be possible to put into practice. That's why we have to have a proper attitude. Okay, to whatever object, okay, either pleasant or unpleasant object, we have to have a proper or wiser attitudes toward them. So in order to have a proper or wiser attitude, what do you have to do? We have to reflect the danger of anger, the destructive nature of the anger. So how anger is powerful, how anger is destructive to our individual life, to the life of community, to the life of the people in the country, in the world. So we have to know that danger. And also, the more we know, then the more we will reduce the anger. And then if the attitude, proper attitude will be developed. So also we have to understand the benefit of being patient. Being patient. Okay, so if we compare anger and patience, so danger of anger and also benefit of a patient, we have to understand. So the more we understand these two things, so that they means a panya, okay, wisdom, knowledge, then yoniso manasikara, our attitude, proper attitude will be developed. And also, if yoniso manasikara is there, so we have to, we will be able to remove danger, reduce danger as much as, reduce anger as much as possible. And also we can make patience increase in our heart. Then that will be and then we have to do it. What we have to do more is we have to develop a metta, loving kindness. Okay. So here in the Visuddhimagga, path of purity, there is been a Viridha Nisansayaja Khandiya Sanyojanataya Metta Bhavana Aravidava. The meditation of the loving kindness or loving kindness meditation should be attempted in order to develop, in order to tie ourselves with the Khandi, in order to enshrine our heart with the Khandi, with the patience, we have to develop metta. It means we have to be compassionate, we have to be affectionate to the people, okay, to the sentient beings, to the world. So in this way, the more we develop, okay, ayonisamnasikara or understanding, metta, loving kindness, then patience will be developed. So then resistant power will be stronger than ever before. Then that will be will lead us to the welfare happiness in this very life, not only for ourselves but also for the people around us, and also for the welfare happiness in the future existences, as well as it will lead us to the ultimate liberation from the round of suffering. So that's why, in conclusion, here we can sum up that patience is an Asian culture, but the state remains up to date. State remains applicable. So if we are run out of patience, and also at the same time we will be run out of a resource. Okay, if we are run out of patience, then we will be run out of resource, human resource, maybe out of patience, then they try to kill one another, they try to destroy one another. Then the more they destroy lives of the people, then what happens? We have less and less resource, human resources. So that's why we have this practice of patience, even though it is a culture, Asian culture, it is a priceless, invaluable Asian tradition, culture. It is still applicable even in this modern age, or 21st century. We need to develop more and more patience. And also it brings about harm to none. So if you practice the patience, there will be no harm to anyone, but it will bring about happiness and prosperity for everyone, for each and every individual. So that's why it is imperative that everyone needs to apply patience in their lives and hand over. So such an invaluable culture to generations to come. So we have to, not just by teaching, okay, but by the practice, by making ourselves as an example. We have to make ourselves as an exemplary person of the patience, like the Dr. Ambedkarji. So he is very patient. That's why he hand over his invaluable culture, the invaluable culture of the country through the generation up to now. So also it is our duty nowadays to transfer that sort of invaluable and priceless culture to the generations to come, not only by teaching, by talking, but also by living as an exemplary person of the patience. And also it is applicable not only to tolerate unpleasant conditions. So as I explained you people, most people, they know that when we encounter with unpleasant conditions, we have to tolerate. So in Buddhism, it is a more deeper than that. Is we have to resist our own temptations to act in improper ways. Okay, so if we understand how to apply these patients, and also the value of this patient, the power of the patient, and also with the patients we can conquer everyone. Okay, even though we don't have any weapon, we can conquer everyone with the patience. And also, if we value and we have to practice, and also we have to hand over, we have to live as an exemplary person of the patience, and also we have to not only tolerate other physical and verbal and psychological attacks, but also to resist our own temptations as well. So with this, I hope all of you understand about the power of the patience in Buddhism and the deeper meaning of the patience in Buddhism. So I wish you all to be able to put patience into practice for the welfare and well-being of everyone in the world. Thank you so much for patience in listening.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank you very much for your talk today. And with your permission, can I open up the forum for question and answer, Bhante?
Yes, surely.
Yes. So if you have any question for Bhante on today's topic, please go ahead and raise your hand. I will unmute you and then you can ask the question. Or you can put something in the chat box. I see one question there. So Bhante, the question is how one can develop a right understanding to patience as patient. How to practice a patience in a day-to-day modern life where technology has acquired our life and we are getting everything without patience.
Can you put, thank you. Can you put that question on the, I don't see in the message.
Yes, I will do that, Bhante.
Yeah.
Okay, I type the question again, Bhante.
Yeah. Thank you. I see. Got it. How one can develop a right understanding to practice patience? Very good question. So there are two parts. Another part is how to practice a patience a day-to-day modern life, where technology has acquired our life, and then we are getting everything without patience. So these two questions are interrelated with one another. Yes, it's true that in the modern age, modern 21st century, in the 21st century, so we are under the pressure of the under the heavy pressure. So we have to run quickly like that. So that is the current condition. In that even in that current condition, we have to go have a right understanding, right? Right understanding of the nature of our life, whatever the environment may be, but our nature remain the same. Okay, our nature remain the same. Nature is, if we look internally, ajada, so we can see only mentality and materiality. Okay, they are constantly changing. Okay, they are constantly arising and disappearing as a process. As a process. So trying to see things, there is no such thing, just a process. That is the right understanding. Okay. So right understanding in Buddhism is that the understanding as a process. Okay. There is no I, no he, no she, no being. Okay. But the process. On the process, we put the labels that I, he, and she, and so on. So long as we put such labels, then so for the continuation, okay, for the continuity of my existence, okay, and also for the discontinuation of my existence. So we will lean on these two sides. Okay. The other time there is no samadhi, no right understanding. So to establish a right understanding on our own nature, then we have to have we have to be able to see Pajayakara. It is called a process, mental and physical process. They are running according to their nature. Whatever environment it may be, maybe 20, maybe 2,500 years ago, also the same thing. This process are running like this. Now also, even though technology changed, very much developed, so our natures remain the same. Okay, so the nature remain the same doesn't mean that it is a permanent. Okay, but nothing is a permanent because of the conditions they are arising and dissolving as a process. Okay, so with this understanding, we can deal with, or we can handle the modern age in order to have more patience in life. Thank you. And also, I see one of the hand, Kapana.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah. What
Please
is
go ahead and
that?
unmute yourself, Pana.
Hmm?
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yes, we can hear you.
Yes, Ven Bhante, thank you so much for your Dhamma Desna for today. And um, I'm a teacher myself, and I do meditate every day. So even though I do that, I do have challenges every day. So this is how it starts. I go with a lot of patience in a classroom. 8 o'clock, my patients are good. 9 o'clock, it's good. 10 o'clock, it starts reducing till 2 o'clock. It's, oh my gosh, it's the level of stress goes up, because then I introspect myself, what's going on, and I conclude that my patience is gone because I have high expectations. So my expectation leads to my expectations are the cause where my patients vanish. And since that expectations is not reached there, I develop having more stress, and I feel exhausted because of stress. I do come up with that thought, but my question is, why it is so up and down, even though why it's not calm, why it comes on and off? That's my question, is like, even though I think why it is not calm, I know what is the cause, but still I think it's because of expectation. So more than patience, tell me how not to expect anything in day-to-day's life, with like having expectations from kids or from parents or from students. How do I do that? How do I cultivate that, even though I meditate, where I'm going wrong?
Thank you. Very good question. Very much practical. Very experience from the question because you come from your own experience. That's very good. And also, in this case, the point I like to highlight is that patience is impermanent. Okay, patience is also impermanent, changing. So, not a permanent one. If it is a permanent, then you cannot develop as well. And also, it will not decline. Okay, so remember the nature of the patient as well. So whatever the patient arises, patient okay, that is because the conditions are there. Because the patient is one of the it is a condition by other things. So long as these conditions are there, then patient remain there. But so long as the patients is the conditions are lesser and lesser, weaker and weaker, then the patient will be weaker. So understanding that nature, so or the impermanent nature of the patients, so we will not have we will reduce the stress. Okay, we will be able to you will be able to reduce the stress and then accept. Okay, now decline. Okay, big why. Then you don't need to worry about that. That's the nature. Then what you can see, you have to do is that what are the conditions? Okay, what are the conditions that makes my patients weaker, decline? Okay, so you just to reveal that conditions. So the more better conditions you provide, and then the patient will be improved and stronger than before. And then you again maybe stronger level of the patients as well. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So here I see one question on the Jyoti Barale. Many people take patience as our weakness. Surely, that's it. That they take advantage on our patience. That's it, surely. So just now I told you that two ways. If they take advantage on our patience, then whether if they are Babel attack, we have to make them know the common sense. Okay, because you take advantage on it, on our patience, practice on the patience, then if you misuse, then you will suffer this or that. Okay, and also you can say something, the stories, not the story, but the real happening, how such people are suffering in this very life and so on. Then and then you have to do it in a peaceful manner. That's one way. And also a physical attack. Some people, they take advantage on it, and then on our patient, and then they use to attack us. They use to suppress. Okay, they make they try to hinder our progress. Okay? In that case as well, we have to make a public know about this thing in a peaceful manner. Okay, not in a violent manner. So in this way, we can overcome their very very mean way of the taking advantage on our patients. Okay, thank you so much, Jyoti Baralin. And also, let me see. How can we develop right understanding? Okay, I got. Any other?
I don't see any other question on the chat window, Bhante.
Okay.
But if anybody has any question, please raise your hand and we will allow you to ask your question. Bhante, I do not see any raised hand or question. So with your permission, can I take the session towards conclusion, Bhante?
Yes.
Thank you, Bhante. So I just wanted to let everybody know, today we had a very prominent speaker, Venerable Candamukha, Dr. Candamukha from Myanmar. He is head of the department at ITBM University at the Suttanta studies, has received very honorship titles like Sasanadhadhaja Dhammacariya, which means the teachership in Dhamma of Sasana's banner title, as well as he has been also given a title of Vinaya-Vidu, that is scholar of monastic discipline. Bhante has been teaching meditation, and he himself practiced meditation with the late Dhamma Ramsi Sayadaw, the most venerable Kundala Bhivansa, and has established monastic education centers, Sirimangala, Cittasukha Monastery, of which he is the chief Adobe there, as well as he has worked in research. So we are very grateful for Bhante. From his very, very busy life, he has given us time and given us a lecture on a very important topic in our life. May this Samadhana from Bhante bless us all and bring change to our life. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bhante, is it okay for us to conclude the session for today, Bhante?
Surely, I'm happy to be with you. And
we will
also
share our merits, Bhante. We request you to please do the Anumodan for that one.
Buddha Sasana. What shall we say Buddha Sasana Chidan Data 2 3 times?
Yes, Bhante. Yes, Bhante. We can share our merits with all the beings, whatever we acquired today. Ettavata cha ammehi sambadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavata cha ammehi sambadang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavata cha ammehi sambadang punya sampadang sabbe sattha anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu.
Chiran Dikshatu Buddha Sasana. Chiran Dikshatu Buddha Sasana. Chiran Dikshatu Buddha Sasana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Bhante, you wanna say something to bless all of us, Bhante?
Okay, so I'm really appreciate to be with you this morning, and also I hope you apply the practice of the patience in your life as much as possible, and then stay as an exemplary person in your life for your with the candy for your generations. Okay, then that can make the world better or safer or more peaceful place to live in. So I hope to see you again soon.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. We are grateful for your Dhammadana today, Bhante. Much merits to you. Thank you very much. With your permission, Bhante, can I close the session, Bhante? Can I terminate the meeting?
Surely.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bhante. We will see you all again for next week on the same WhatsApp and same Zoom link until we meet again. Namo Buddhaya to all of you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.